Making our way toward All-Star Weekend in Charlotte. Friday, February 15th, the Mountain Dew Ice Rising Stars. You got All-Star Saturday night, and then the All-Star Game on Sunday, the 17th, right here on TNT. How about the reserves from the Western Conference? Here's a no-brainer to start you off with. Russell Westbrook, 8th All-Star selection, 5th straight, averaging 22, 11, and 11, his 3rd straight season of averaging a triple-double. He's got 17 triple-doubles for the 32 and 18 Thunder. Anthony Davis, you may have heard of him, 6th straight All-Star appearance in his 7th season, 2nd in scoring at 29, 3rd in rebounds with 13. He was the 17 MVP of the All-Star Game when he scored a record 52. Nikola Jokic.
Joker!
Yes,
First Denver All-Star since Melo in 2011.
Come on, man.
His first All-Star appearance in his 4th year, 20, 10, and 8. 8 triple-doubles, tied for 2nd most in the league with Ben Simmons.
Yes.
Damian Lillard is an All-Star for the 4th time and his 2nd straight. He has scored in double figures in 190 straight games, averaging 26 a night, which is number 9, also 5 rebounds and 6 assists. Klay Thompson is an All-Star for the 5th straight time for the 36 and 14 Warriors. 22 points a game is number 18. He set an NBA record, of course, with 14 threes in a game in Chicago.
It's interesting now.
LaMarcus Aldridge of San Antonio, 21 points and 9 rebounds, shooting a career-high 52%. 21 straight All-Star games in which a San Antonio Spur has represented. And Karl Anthony Towns is the final reserve. 2nd straight appearance in his 4th season. He's 16th in the league in scoring and 9th in rebounds, and has started every game in his 4-year NBA career. There are the 7 voted on by the coaches in the Western Conference: Aldridge, Davis, Jokic, Westbrook, Thompson, Towns, and Lillard. Your thoughts, Chuck?
I'm disappointed they didn't reward the Denver Nuggets with a 2nd guy.
That would have been
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
That's the, like I say, I mean, they got the 3rd best record in the NBA. I would have rewarded them, especially with all the injuries they have. It's not just the Joker who's fantastic. I would have gave it to Murray, but hey, listen, it's a tough call.
Kenny?
Tough call for Donovan Mitchell. Tough call for Tobias
Yeah, I was going to say, well, the outcry in Utah is going to be huge with no Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. You know, these 2 guys, have come on extremely well over the last 2 months. First month of the season was a little bit of a struggle for Utah. But after that, they played dynamic, both of them. But the best, if you look at the line, you say the best players possibly might be there, but maybe not the guys who've having the best season.
And you just said, I think you just said the key word. They started off slow in the month, All-Star. After the first couple of months of the season, they started off slow. They have picked it up. I think that's why were not voted. They are All-Stars. I'm really not mad at this list. You
know what the other thing is, Ernie? There's guys like in our era, Derek Harper and Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland, being particularly, made 2nd team All-NBA, but didn't make the All-Star team that year. So they're going to be a guy like a Donovan Mitchell who can make an All-NBA team, or Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year, or All-NBA, and not make the All-Star team this year. I think the West is that deep.
Tobias Harris for the Clippers. Let's take a look at the guys that we wanted, that we thought would be All-Stars. Shaq, you and I both were in the Tobias Harris corner. Donovan Mitchell, you see there. Luka Doncic, the 19-year-old sensation.
I thought he should have made it.
Yeah, he should have made it.
But none of us had Karl Anthony Towns on our list.
So that's the only one I didn't have the same on there. Okay, it's Karl Anthony. So I had Karl Anthony and tried to well, I think Karl Anthony is a better player, but I just thought that Mitchell and Gobert were having better seasons.
You know what's interesting, too? You look at how the players voted again, and not on Karl Anthony Towns here, but I'm talking about Klay Thompson. He was 11th in the player ballot.
Well, that's just on a basketball player to know what the hell they think about.
11.
Come on,
11th at his position or
Yes.
11th?
Yeah, he was behind Rose, Lillard, DeRozan, Booker,
No, stop.
Jamal
Man,
Murray,
see,
Conley,
see,
Drew Holiday.
That tells me, see, that's why I hate certain reporters and certain players.
Well, this had nothing to do with media. This was the
No, but I'm
player
saying no, but I'm just making a point. Like that ain't our job to like or dislike players. I'm just talking about across the board. Our job is to do our job. Like there's players, well, I can't think of any right now who I don't like, but I would never take my personal opinion on television and hold a grudge and say bad things about them. Like if I ever voted, I'm like, oh, the guy's a hell of a player. I don't like him. You know, even me and Shaq, we've had our disagreement about DeMarcus Cousins. I've never said that kid wasn't a hell of a player.
Right.
Never. Like we've had a disagreement about his personality, but I've never said anything about he's a hell of a player. And for them guys to put Klay Thompson 11, that's just disrespectful.
But the coaches vote him in as a reserve out of the Western Conference. Now, let's get to the story everybody's been talking about over the last few hours, and that is the trade of the unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, who has voiced his displeasure with management in New York, wanted out, and gets his wish, traded with Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Courtney Lee to Dallas. And the Knicks get Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, and Wesley Matthews. And they potentially have all kind of cap space to try to make a splash in the off-season market for big-name free agents. Shaq, when you heard this had gone down, what did you think?
I mean, I knew Porzingis was, not having his way with management, and he forced a trade. They gave it to him. I think it's good for Dallas. You got two young European stars that will definitely play well together. On the other hand, New York creating $75 million of cap space. The question is, can they lure a big-time free agent to come to New York? I know it's a big market. I know everybody likes New York, but the question is, with the stuff that's been going on with management, can they lure, Kevin Durant or a big-time player to come play?
Or a Kyrie Irving or a Kawhi Leonard, you name it. What was your initial impression, Charles, when you heard this was going down this afternoon?
I like my chances with Porzingis and Doncic going forward. I like my chances. To me, first of all, we can't say anything bad about the Knicks yet. But, Shaq just said it, that cap space don't mean nothing unless they get guys.
Huge if. Yeah,
it's a huge if. And then, because you're going to have to sign somebody. And if you sign guys who aren't superstars, who are just good players, it's going to kill your franchise for the next 10, 15 years. Let's say, hypothetically, they don't get Kevin. They don't get Kevin.
Say Jimmy Butler and
Kyrie?
No, not Kyrie. Jimmy Butler and Kemba Walker.
That'll get them to the 7th spot in the East, and they'll be dead for the next 20 years. I mean, Ernie, there's how many great superstars in the NBA where you say we can build around this guy with 5?
There's 5 guys that no matter what position, where they are, you could build around them or will take your team.
I mean, I think there's LeBron.
No question.
Kevin, KD, James Harden.
Yep.
Kawhi.
Yes, Kawhi.
Anthony Davis.
I would say Kawhi over Anthony Davis because it's proven that what he's doing in Toronto and what he's done in San Antonio.
Yeah, but Toronto got a really good team.
But I'm saying Anthony Davis is probably 5 on the list for me instead of 4.
Okay. But if they don't get some of those guys, they're going to be, because you know how those New Yorkers are.
Oh, and Greek Freak.
Yeah, Greek Freak. God forgot about him. But I'm telling you, you know how people in New York are. They're going to have to spend that money. So if they don't get, because remember a few years ago we had this argument. You said, who's the big winner tonight? I said, Amari Stoudemire. Because those other teams didn't get LeBron and those guys. The Knicks had to spend money, and they gave it to Amari.
Quickly on Anthony Davis here, what do you think New Orleans is going to do? And how quickly will they act?
I think they will react very quickly. Rumor has it that they took him out of the, pre-warm-up. Yeah, they took him out of the thing. So obviously they are having conversation. And hopefully they're smart enough to get 3 or 4 pretty good players because you don't want to just let that guy walk away one and you don't want to get nothing.
The leverage is now.
Well,
the leverage is now.
Let me say this too. Adam Silver needs to block that trade.
Why?
I don't like what the Lakers are doing. I don't think it's right. I don't
What
think
the Lakers are doing?
Yes, I don't think.
What did they do?
We're collusion,
Like-
and you know it's collusion.
How's it collusion?
Well, because you know, listen,
How is it collusion?
business.
When you share an agent,
It's business.
listen, let me tell you something. Rich Paul got mad at me because I said a month ago, I said, oh, the fix is in. Anthony Davis going to the Lakers. This before all this rumor started. And he says, Charles, he didn't like me saying the fix was in. The fix has been in. I think Commissioner Stern, who I like a lot, need to come out and say, hey, we can trade Anthony Davis, but he cannot go to the Lakers. We cannot have players and agents colluding to stack super teams. Adam Silver needs to say, Anthony Davis, we love you.
You can't have players?
We can't have players dictating who gonna play together.
But they, time out.
So how'd you
So
get to
if
Houston
as a
then?
player,
I got traded to Houston.
so, but I'm saying as a player,
demanded that trade.
No, I did. No, I didn't.
you're saying as a player,
I don't like the fact.
another player couldn't say, man, I would love to play with you one day, man. Let's get if you want to do it, I'm ready for
That's
it.
not what they're doing right now, Kenny. They're stacking the team. The agents, guys are sharing agents. They're stacking teams. That
But
ain't right.
I'm not saying that that practice doesn't exist, but that practice exists. Guys who have the same agents have all through time.
They've never stacked their
moved
teams like
to
they're trying
teams
to do
because
now.
of their agents, and
Yes.
sometimes they weren't a good player.
No, listen.
And agents
always
who
been
have
going on.
relationships with team.
Just
That's
not
how
as loud.
coaches have been hired over the years. That
not
is
as loud, Chuck.
Listen,
that's not unheard of.
this is the one that just comes out and hits you like a thumb in the eye just because of the relationships there with the agent
No
representing
question.
LeBron and with Anthony Davis.
So what?
And then coming out.
'Cause he's good enough
and
to
then
get
coming
two
out of
great
Facebook and
players.
saying, by the way,
Business. That's called
he has
business.
no
Come on.
intention of signing with
Yeah,
New Orleans.
he can only go to. First of all, then he says, "I'm gonna only go to the Lakers, and if y'all trade me to another team, I'm leaving after next year." Yeah. That is 100% collusion, and Adam Silver needs to say,
That's
"Guys,
business,
no,
Chuck. That's
It's
business.
not collusion. It's
Yes,
I want to be.
It's tampering."
stop
If Magic Johnson
stop
calls
it.
them and say,
Magic
this
Johnson-
is what we need to do, that's collusion. But as an agent and you're sitting with your clients and you're talking about the future of your clients, it's not collusion. That is the future of the client.
But the bottom line here, if you're just joining us, there was a big trade today, but it wasn't Anthony Davis. It was
Come on,
Kristaps
man.
Porzingis going from
We ain't gonna play
the Dallas
anymore.
Mavericks.
Somebody, if everybody, listen, come on, man, this stuff is getting ridiculous. If we're not gonna compete on the basketball, listen, if we're not gonna compete in basketball, we're just gonna have one or two super teams. Just let me know.
Our job is to do our job.
Yeah,
Got it.
come on, man,
Okay.
give me a break.
Was anybody else shocked when Charles used perennials in the right context? No. No.
He went to Harvard.
What is perennials anyway?
You used the word.
Like perennial all-star.
Oh, perennial. I wasn't paying attention.
we could be here to refresh your memory.
Now, see, now y'all got me hot because I can't believe you, who used to be a superstar, and you, who's a hell of a competitor,
It's a new generation,
think it's all
Chuck.
right for these.
It's
for
a new
players to talk
generation,
to
Chuck.
I didn't say it's
Chuck.
if agents
It's a new generation, Chuck.
and owners are having these side deals, that's a different.
Come on, man.
We're going to take a break so you can put your earpiece in and we can talk to Niko Jokic after this.